point, comics are modern mythology, full of elaborate lore and constant tragedy. In some cases, the characters are ancient gods themselves. It's safe to say that the most popular gods in the Marvel Universe are the Norse gods, see Thor and Loki, but Marvel has adapted mythology from all over the place. In this case, we are heading to ancient Greece, or that's where the inspiration is from anyway. In the Marvel history books, the Amazons and Gorgons were once at war. The Amazons won, and the Gorgons assimilated into their society. The Gorgon race was cursed by Athena to have snake hair, and Delphine vowed to one day lift that curse. This was because of general frustration with the curse, but also because Delphine had fallen in love with a regular man and wanted to be human for him. Unfortunately, the way to do that was to slay Athena. For mortals like you and me, this is an impossible task, but Delphine is a god, so she's got it covered. As a warm-up, she slayed her former royal boss, Princess Atum. Delphine was her top general, but the two didn't see eye to eye on everything, so Delphine took her throne as Queen of the Amazons. This came with many godlike decisions, one of which was very easy for her to make, siding with Hera over Athena. During a scuffle of the gods, Delphine fashions a helmet that will unlock her inner and outer Medusa. Currently, her head of snakes has poisonous venom that can make you go blind, but now, with her helmet, she can turn anyone, even a god, to stone. When Athena becomes a statue, the Gorgon curse is lifted, but then there is a sudden change of plans and Athena is saved, reinstating that curse again. Luckily, her human lover has loved every part and snake of hers all along. The DC universe is also no stranger to Greek mythology, most notably Wonder Woman and the Amazons, but Diana has quite a long lineup of half-siblings out there due to her father, Zeus's activities. Fans are now introduced to Lennox in 2012's Wonder Woman Volume 4 Issue 5. He rocks, he's funny, he's a London boy who keeps up to date with current trends, and he literally feels like a rock. His skin is rock hard, and if you were to deliver a strong enough blow, he would crack instead of scar. Because he is a living demigod and not a statue, he has organic rock powers, meaning the cracks don't last forever, they eventually heal with time. And time he has, he's over 80 years old. As a demigod, he is immortal, but not immune to being killed if you try hard enough. His first discovery of immortality was in World War II. A massive explosion destroyed his neighborhood, and yet all he had to show for it was cracks on the skin and charred clothes. He used this newfound demigodhood to fight in the war and later teamed up with his half-sister, Wonder Woman, to complete various missions. Unfortunately, Lennox's time ran up in issue 22 after he sacrificed himself, holding off the firstborn so everyone could escape. He did father one child in his lifetime that would later become Wonder Girl. Technically, this next guy is and also isn't a god. The Kiwazi tribe is living on oil-rich land in Oklahoma, and to try and get them off, the Red Star Oil Company created a massive robot based on their god, Tuma Zuma. It was designed to scare the tribe off of their land using powerful vaporizing rays. The robot looked terrifying as it was very tall, durable, and it could move. It was strong enough to lift tanks and could hold up against the thing. While the Tuma Zuma in the comic was nothing more than an elaborate ruse, the real god is the Kiwazi god of storytelling. The god robot was defeated when a very compact ball-shaped Mr. Fantastic was shot through its mouth. Once inside, he was able to short-circuit the machinery and cause it to explode. In the last panel though, so through some mist, we see that the real god had actually come to fight. We never got to see him throw down though because the Fantastic Four already took care of it. Son of the trickster god Loki, Agamemnon has received one of the worst fates of all, permanent adolescence. He is trapped in a teenage body and must feel the growing pains of that for the rest of eternity. A curse placed upon him by his own father after he was caught stealing Asgardian secrets. Despite this, he is very intelligent and just like his father, a trickster. He can and will manipulate you. He knows all speak, how to use magic, and has a healing factor. He was the creator of something called the Pantheon Organizations. He said that it was to help the improvement of mankind, stocking its most important positions with his own descendants. Unknown to his children, their souls were all promised to the Endless Knights, an unstoppable undead army that once called upon by Agamemnon would slay anything in their path until either his enemy or him was slain. The Endless Knights' final battle and Agamemnon's first last stand takes place in the Incredible Hulk number 424. If you recognize his name, that's because he actually did exist in our history as the King of Argos. Loki's Agamemnon though has neither confirmed nor denied if this was him. There are 4 elder gods in the Marvel Comics, but this point is all about the innovator of the group, Set. The Serpent elder god created something the planet had never seen before. He was the first to steal the life force of something else. He discovered that consuming other elder gods transferred their power to him. He was a trendsetter, and pretty soon most of the other gods were doing this too. But anyone who joined in then became a demon. Set even has ties to some fan-favorite heroes. Wanda Maximoff almost joined a witch coven that was devoted to the Serpent god. This club used something called the Serpent Crown, gave anyone wearing it powers like telepathy, mind control, and even levitation. The only downside was the Serpent god would then have minor control over you and the people around you. Set is based off the Egyptian god Apep, embodiment of disorder and darkness, but named after the other Egyptian god, Set, god of violence. Marvel's Set possesses the ability to be a persistent problem, as he can return from the dead and has very painful venom. Set is also able to see what the average human eye can't, like straight into your soul, for example. He wasn't always shaped like a snake. This form was first generated when Set bonded with Earth's reptile population, particularly the dinosaurs. Set combined different types of dinos to create the snake form we know him in today. Set's influence in the world grew too great, too many gods had turned evil, and Set was causing too many problems on Earth. Eventually, someone had to put a stop to it all. Enter Atum, the God Eater, son of Gaia, better known as Mother Earth, and the Demiurge, the planet's life force. Atum was brought in to put an end to the gods consuming each other and turning demonic. He did this by consuming all the evil gods and then turning partially demonic. But this god has morals and didn't want to let evil consume him. He flew up into the atmosphere to fix himself up before heading home, home being the sun. He got all the evil elder gods except 2, Set and Chthon, but they were banished to other realms, so he did still finish the job. Set and Atum did go head to head again a bit later over the dinosaurs. Mother Earth had plans to stop sustaining dinosaurs and instead get to work on mammals. Set, who we know bonded with the dinos, doesn't like this idea. He picks a fight. Mother Earth calls in her son to finish it. This massive battle is what, in the MCU anyway, caused the dinosaurs to go extinct. Set returns to his dimension and Atum to the sun. The next time we see him again, on Earth he takes on a new name, that being Ra, and then eventually Ra the sun god from Egyptian mythology. Up next is a Jekyll and Hyde god situation. The Egyptian lion goddess has 2 modes: Hathor, the peaceful, playful goddess of love, and Sekhmet, the violent war goddess. She acted as a warrior to the sun god Ra whenever the people of Egypt would try and rebel against him. Her war goddess side, once unleashed, is hard to control. Once she was unleashed on Egypt, she slayed half the population before Ra had to step in. The only way to stop her was to trick her into drinking large quantities of beer that Ra dyed red. The hope and successful outcome was that the war goddess would see the red and, thinking it was blood, drink herself unconscious, giving her brain time to settle back into the love goddess. Sekhmet is capable of a male form as well, but this requires a human host. Loki is known for causing trouble and creating troublesome offspring. One of his particularly giant creations wraps all around Earth. The Midgard serpent was originally born the size of your average baby. However, Odin saw a large threat in the small package and as a result, threw the child down to Earth's oceans. Lucky us. It's possible that Odin believed this would kill the serpent, or maybe he just wanted to create an extra long Loch Ness monster. The monster lived, of course, and grew so big that it could wrap around the whole world. A prophecy foretold that Thor and the serpent would battle one day and the fight would result in both of their perishings. The serpent is a tough foe to beat. He's significantly stronger than Thor, he's capable of powerful illusions, and can manipulate the earth slightly, causing floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, and more. Thor was only able to defeat the serpent by using his full strength as well as everything his enchanted hammer could give him. It took the serpent and Thor out, but Thor luckily was revived by his sister Hela, whereas the serpent just disappeared. Our most unique and technically incomplete path to godhood today belongs to Alexander Aaron, or Phobos. He is a son of Ares, an immortal woman, who would typically make someone a demigod. However, Alexander was born mortal. Ares turned his back on the gods to raise his son as normally as possible, much to Zeus's annoyance. The Olympians needed their war god to help with the impending fight with the Japanese god of evil. To get Ares back, Zeus kidnapped Alexander as leverage, but before Ares could get him back, Alex was kidnapped a second time by none other than then the Japanese god of evil. At least Zeus got his wish. Ares was definitely gonna help now. Alexander's god side was awakened when the Japanese god gave him some of his life force to drink. The evil god brainwashed Alexander and pit him against his father. In the midst of the battle, Zeus was able to clear Alexander's brainwashed state, but the damage was done and Alex woke up to Ares at his feet. It was tragic, but it's very hard to kill a god, and Ares was reborn in no time. At this point, with his godhood awakened, Alex is sought out by Nick Fury, and this is when he learns that he will become the next god of fear. This comes with a pretty cool set of powers, a new name, Phobos. Phobos can tell what everyone's greatest fear is and uses his eyes to place the fear in your head. He is also capable of seeing the future. He finds his demise in a fight with a Gorgon, but it's for the best. Technically, even though he drank a god's life force, even though he was named a god, he was still mortal. The only way to reach god status was to die a mortal death and be reborn, so maybe we'll be seeing him again soon. We can't let this video go by without some Canadian representation. Snowbird, my personal favorite from this list, is an Inuit demigod whose main power is shapeshifting, specifically into any animals native to northern Canada. Snowbird's other powers include flight, super strength, and the ability to see the past up to 6 hours. She is skilled in hand-to-hand combat, being trained by none other than Alberta-born hero Wolverine. Snowbird is the daughter of the goddess of the Northern Lights and a mortal man. She was bound to Canadian land so she could take on a human form to be the voice of the gods on Earth. This also means that if she leaves Canada, she gets weaker. She gets even more Canadian when she takes on the cover identity of Anne Mackenzie, RCMP officer. When she became pregnant by a mortal man, the gods were angered and she was banned from the godly realm. That is until her newborn was possessed by the demon Pestilence, aging the baby up. Her possessed son attacked Canada, and the battle to stop him resulted in him, Snowbird's husband, and her to perish, leaving Pestilence to lay dormant again. Snowbird at this point has been released from her earthly tether and is offered a place among the gods, but refuses to go unless her child and husband can come with her. It takes some persuasion, but the gods eventually agree, and we get a rare happily ever after. It doesn't last forever, but she has it for a little while. Thank you so much for listening along today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your mark on the comment section down below. Let me know your favorite from this list. This is Juliana signing off. See you later.